and welcome back to The Give and Go. I'm your co-host Reynoso here with my boy
Soltero. What's up, guys?
Thumbs up on the stream right now if you like watching Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal ball out with Fabian Ruiz right behind them. Thumbs up on the stream right now. 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts if you're listening to our audio platforms. And folks, remember, we will be covering Euros, and for the first time today, we get to have a double header of Euro and Copa America live stream.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Copa America is tonight.
That's going to be fun.
So make sure to subscribe because we'll be covering that tournament as well. And you will see us after the Argentina-Canada match that's happening tonight. Bro, I'm so hyped. I'm so excited.
Me too.
But we just got a banger. We just got a banger set of matches once again with the Euros delivering on another spectacle with England tying Denmark, and then Spain getting a result over Italy. Folks, let me know in the chat right now, what did you think about this Spain versus Italy match? I saw Spain win 1-0 via Calafiori own goal. But the story for me is Nico Williams balling out.
Oh, yeah. And I love that this ended up happening. Same with Lamine Yamal. Both of the wingers for Spain got very active today. There was so much action out on that width for Spain, and it was brilliant to see. I mean, Nico Williams was so aggressive today. At one moment hitting the post, rattling it, and just every time he got on the ball, he looked to take on Italy's defense just one-on-one. It was beautiful to see, and ultimately it was he who crafted the cross that ended in Calafiori's own goal.
Dude, I love one thing I love about making predictions and talking about teams before the tournament is sometimes we get them wrong. You know, like when I mentioned Hungary, for example.
Sure,
we talk about my Hungary tape, but you could not have been more spot on about Spain and their element to success with Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal being the key factors and key differences and what makes this team so much more electric than teams in the past.
Yeah, exactly. And then we saw in the first game that Spain played, and we saw it again today, Fabian Ruiz is playing the best football that I've seen him play.
Yeah.
And he's always had this in him. I mentioned it in the first game when Spain played. Fabian Ruiz has the potential to be a really good through ball playing midfielder. And the way he's been playing in these first 2 opening matches for Spain, if he plays like this, he can take them all the way to the final.
It's just crazy because I always thought he would have had potential as being like the biggest liability in the midfield because everyone talks about Pedri. Everyone talks about Rodri. Like those are so surefire to be well or to play really good 90 minutes of football. But Fabian Ruiz, you know, he had a great season with PSG, but with the national team, never really seen him step up. But the way he has this tournament, bro, he's been the best midfielder so far for Spain, and that's incredible to see, knowing how technical their midfielders are and the history of the players that play in that position. Fabian Ruiz is stepping up and pulling the strings behind that offense, which was just incredible today, man. Incredible.
Yeah. And then we could keep going. Pretty much every Spanish player today had a really good game. And I know he can go quiet at times, but Alvaro Morata seems to be very inspired to play for this specific Spanish team. He's comfortable coming back with his back to goal, building up the play in that manner, and he's eager to get in the box and wait for the crosses that will come in from either Yamal or Nico Williams. It's a really good extra avenue to have offensively for Spain, and it's working, bro, because Italy for pretty much this entire match was just trying to hold Spain back, man. And look, I'll give Italy credit here. The back line of Italy is legit.
It's the real deal.
It's elite, yeah. Calafiori and Bastoni, and even though Calafiori got an own goal, it's unlucky. But once again, those two had a perfect game at the back. It's just a little unlucky that they conceded an own goal.
Dude, and then if you get past them, you got to deal with Donnarumma, who literally channeled prime Gianluigi Buffon today with, the spectacular saves we saw back-to-back times. He was having an incredible game. And it is crazy that for how highly we're praising the Spanish offense, it was an own goal at the end of the day that marked the victory for them, with Calafiori just getting unlucky and like 3 deflections happening on the way there. But I think it's reminiscent of that pressure that Spain was putting on this whole match. Ultimately, winning 1-0 is deserved because on the flip side, I didn't see Italy do much offensively, man.
No, and that was the concern going into the Euros for Italy, is where are they really going to get the creativity, right? Fratesi is good. He's all right. Same with Pellegrini. I just think both of those players are very solid, yes, but they're also very predictable. They don't have a cutting edge, especially when you compare them to players like Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal. It's just not even close, honestly. And we saw that today because for the most part, the entire backline of Spain, I would say, had an easy game just for the most part. And Italy had a good end of the game. I'll give them that. The last 15, 20 minutes was Italy's best spell. But even then, they couldn't craft anything concrete. So, yeah, Italy basically don't have an offense, and there's just no way they get past the quarterfinal stage with this.
Man, I think Pellegrini was damn near invisible today, and Scamacca was off. His touches were off. His connecting, his hold-up play just wasn't there, and I just thought they just got dominated, man, in that midfield, and they just couldn't generate the same opportunities that Spain was generating. And Chiesa, for as much as I love him and his energy, sometimes I feel like I want more from him, man. Like I really do. I don't doubt his work rate and his passion. Never. Not with Chiesa. I could never do that. But sometimes his end product isn't there, and he just doesn't generate as many opportunities as guys like Nico Williams, who, we usually like to ponder about who's going to end up winning the Performance of the Day award. But for me, right off the bat, I don't even need to get to that point of the show. Nico Williams, Performer of the Day, dude, 10 times out of 10. I loved his performance today. Honestly, one of the best performances in the Euros, and pretty crazy because ultimately he didn't even get a goal.
I know. He deserved a goal, though.
Yeah.
He played that well today. He was an absolute joy to watch. But let's extend that sentiment because Spain are an absolute joy to watch at this Euros. And much like Germany solidified their title contention yesterday, I think Spain did the same thing today with their 3 points against Italy. Spain looked like they can go all the way. Here's what's crazy, though. They will meet Germany in the quarters.
Damn.
That's crazy.
That's too early.
It's way too early.
That's too early, bro.
Give me Sammys. It's harsh, bro. Football's harsh.
Oh, that's cruel.
It's cruel, bro. At this point, purposely finished in second or something, bro. Like, god damn it, man.
Chat, I want to know. Let me pose a question to the chat. Who is more likely to win the Euros, Germany or Spain? As of right now in this moment, I want to know where you guys stand, because we spoke about Germany yesterday as potentially title favorites as of this moment in terms of form and the way that they've played. But Spain, once again, what I liked is that they answered that question as well. They proved that performance against Croatia wasn't a fluke, that they're the real deal, and they continue dominating. I want to know what the chat thinks. I'm seeing mixed results. Spain, Germany, 50-50. Cavo says, y'all look dusty. Bro, I ain't slept, man. I haven't slept in days, dude. Of course I look dusty, bro. Spain easily. Checo Tasso says, I think Germany just because of the home advantage.
I agree. That's ultimately my take. When Germany do play Spain in the quarters, I am going to go Germany simply because of that fact.
Damn. The poll is right now at Germany with 59%, Spain with 41%. Germany with the home field advantage. Spain have played harder opposition. Is also a good point.
True.
But Germany with that host magic. Man, this is a close one. I really like this. And if they do end up facing that quarterfinal matchup, bro, that's basically a finals right there.
Oh, I know.
That's basically a finals.
I know. That's going to be one of the craziest quarterfinals in Euro history if these two teams meet together in the quarters with the form that they're on.
Let's look at some super chats. We have some super chats here from the folks listening to the Give and Go. To start, Jay Patel sends us $5. Thank you, my friend. He says, appreciate you guys reading my message last night. Love the show. You guys have been my daily routine for the summer. Keep it up. Hey, we're about to become your night routine, bro, with the Copa Americas as well. I need you listening to the Give and Go 24/7, bro. In your headphones, on your way to work, on your way back from work, everywhere, bro. But honestly, thank you so much, man.
Thank you,
Thank
Jay.
you so much for the support. That means a lot. Captain Crunch Guy, one of my least favorite cereals out there, says, please don't praise Donnarumma. He ruined his career going to PSG. Money happy emoji. Still an overrated goalkeeper. Hey, bro, you got to pay respect to Donnarumma, man. He's an elite goalkeeper.
See, that's
elite.
That's what's cool about international football, is that you get to separate yourself from the money of football. The money of club football doesn't come into play in international. It's just where you're born. Dude, which is true. It's a beautiful thing.
I forgot, man, but I heard it on the broadcast. He was the player of the tournament 4 years ago at the past Euros.
Yeah, I know.
Donnarumma, man, a goalkeeper. That's incredible, bro.
Crazy. I forgot too.
Alejandro Tiburcio says, I hope Fabian Ruiz moves from PSG. Nico Williams is so good. I expect a move for him as well. I also think so. I think he's going to go to Barcelona probably in the offseason if they can afford him. And Cucurella is the man of the match for me. Spain and Germany are the two favorite teams for sure. Yeah, I'm curious to know, who do you guys think is the man of the match? Actually, that's a dumb question because we just talked about Nico Williams.
It's Nico, just performer. He was so good. His isolation one-on-one was fantastic today. And I thought he had a somewhat quiet game in the first match, but he completely undid that and went off in this game against Italy.
5 own goals in this tournament so far. It's just so crazy to me how many own goals we're seeing. Definitely a story of the tournament. And still, no brace. No player with a brace at the tournament yet, I believe, dude.
God damn.
That's crazy, man. This is one of the most bizarre tournaments we've seen. And it's been fire, bro, this entire way.
It's been fire. That's the thing.
And so we're going to go on to the next game, which is Denmark versus England. Chat, I need your input. I need to know what you guys think about the result we saw today between England and Denmark tying 1-1. Be honest with me. What do y'all think about this English team? Be honest with me. And beyond that, because I already know what people are going to say, if you're going to criticize Southgate, that's fair. What would you do differently? What would you do differently? Because for me, watching England play today really sparked with the question of, 1, what the fuck is happening? And 2, how do you fix this English team? Is it really Southgate? Is it a player-to-player thing? Is it a thing about passion, emotion? Is there something you can just say to these players? Is it about tactics? What's wrong with this English team, bro?
God.
And on the other side, shout out Denmark for having a great game plan and getting a point out of this game.
I want to get to Denmark later.
Yeah.
I want to focus in on England because, dude, I honestly think it's kind of everything all mixed together. First off, this was the worst England game I've seen since 2016. Since they lost against Iceland. Yeah. This is the worst I've ever seen them perform at a major tournament. This is pathetic today.
They lost to Iceland last week.
This was really I don't count friendlies. I don't count friendlies. I only count competitive matches. But this was pathetic, man. Truly. Because sure, they played a good 20 minutes just like they did against Serbia. But for the rest of the 70 minutes, I mean, they were on their heels. Mm-hmm. But and not only were they on the heels, when they got on the ball, they looked lost. I want to isolate 2 players very specifically here. Phil Foden and Bukayo Saka, for as good as they are at club level, dude, they don't look like they even play for a top team in this English shirt at this tournament. It's pathetic. They look absolutely lost out there. And I'm wondering if it really is just like the sentiment of, it's been such a long season for both of those guys.
Grueling.
And for them to come out for a Euros and try to give the same, can they? I really do wonder. I mean, Foden was named Premier League Player of the Year. He himself was the reason Manchester City probably won the Premier League this year, and now he has to suit up for the Euros. Is that getting to his head? And then for Saka, I mean, he had probably one of the most disappointing ends to a season because he gave everything for Arsenal, and then now he has to suit up for England and be like, all right, the Arsenal season, yeah, sure, we didn't win, but now I got to win for England. I don't know what's going on. I think it's a mix of mentality, a mix of tactics, Southgate's decision-making too, starting Trent Alexander-Arnold once again. I just don't think that's the correct decision. A lot's going wrong for England, and it is clearly showing in the way that they're playing so far in both of these matches.
No, 100% agree with you, man. And that's the dichotomy. I just learned that word. That's the dichotomy of this team, bro. I'm seeing so much criticism, like Cole Palmer, 0 minutes today.
0.
But is he the solution?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so because when you look at the way England has played against both Serbia and Denmark, they don't have any midfield presence. Yeah. England have nothing in the midfield, and it makes sense. Jude Bellingham is no longer a midfielder, right? He, this last year, has transitioned to basically a secondary striker at Real Madrid, so you count him out even though he's a midfielder for England, right? Declan Rice is the only proper midfielder. Trent Alexander-Arnold is still this weird fullback midfielder hybrid. Yeah. And I think he's still trying to figure that role himself at club level. So if you really think about it, there's only one midfielder truly on the pitch at all times for England, and it is clearly showing because when they do get the ball, it's either the back line that has the possession or they lose it. Yeah. Because Saka and Foden don't know where to go. If they get the ball, they don't know who to pass it to. It's just not looking good as far as England trying to build up plays from the back. It's just it's looking terrible.
I noticed, man. I noticed that because it really does feel like when they're on the ball, they just don't know how to read each other, how to predict where each player is going to go. Like their chemistry is completely off, and it creates even more drama because these are like the top players in the world that we're seeing, but it really shows the element of like a team aspect, like how we saw Slovenia today with a team of basically no names play so well as a unit. England's the opposite. It's nothing but individual names, but once you put them together, they have no idea what to do because the roles are so bizarre, man, and vague. Like Trent Alexander-Arnold, I think, really represents that. Is he best suited as a right back? Is he best suited as a midfielder? Is he a right winger, bro?
Right.
What's Trent, bro?
What
is he? And I think he's trying to figure He's trying to figure out that Jesus, hard ass sentence. He's trying to figure that himself out in the process.
Yeah.
And so I think it creates a conundrum of a team and a result and performance like this, man. Let's look at the chat because it looks like people actually completely agree with us. We have JC Sells Under says 100%. When England had the ball in the midfield, it was over.
It's over. Yeah.
It's over. It's over.
Nothing happens when England get the ball in the midfield. Nothing happens.
Let me see. Let's see. Go back to the chat, please. Scroll up all the way up because we got a lot of comments here. Right there. Chucky says, Southgate is letting the golden generation down. Play Foden as a 10, Rice as a center defensive midfielder, and Bellingham as a box-to-box midfielder.
I actually agree in the sense that I think Southgate needs to talk to Bellingham and say, look, I understand your role at Madrid, but let's try and change that for this English squad. Just become a midfielder like you were at Dortmund, right? He has the skill level he has the ball level, right, to be able to pull that position off. I don't see why that doesn't happen because Bellingham ends up being way too far forward, so there's no one to pass to centrally, and that's why England look lost. There's no one to hold on to possession, but Bellingham has to change his role for England if it's going to work, but that's up to Southgate to communicate that.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I agree with that. One RNW says, I'd argue we had better players before and the same happened as well. Gerrard, Lampard, and Scholes couldn't win together. It's a common theme for England, having incredible names and not being able to perform on the biggest stage. It's not coming home, says Simeon Leao. Let's do a poll here because I don't know where the people stand on England. Do you see England as a title contender anymore?
No. Ultimately, no. This was the game that they needed to prove to themselves and to the world that, sure, we had a shaky first game, but we could fix things. They'd fix nothing in this match. They fixed absolutely nothing. Now, here's the thing, though. With 4 points, they're probably qualified to the next round. They don't even have to worry about the next game. Even if they somehow lose against Slovenia, which might happen, they'll still go through. So it's not disaster for England. Round of 16 exit would be disaster because considering the talent level of this team, but they have a lot to work on, and I just don't think this team can get past the quarterfinals.
Dude, I thought that the subs that happened at like the 60th minute, taking away 3 players was so indicative of like Southgate just his confusion with this team, bro. What successful team subs out 3 of your best players like that and then put 3 players in a tied game? That's not a good thing to do. Like, obviously he was looking for a solution, and I get it, but I just don't think that's a good system. Like, imagine if Nico Williams, Lamine Yamal, Morata all got subbed up at the same moment. That would say something about the Spanish team. The fact England did that today, I thought looked really desperate, bro. It looked really desperate, just looking for an immediate solution, and you just couldn't get it, man. Because even Eze and Bowen and Watkins couldn't really do much up top when they got the opportunity, man.
No.
The poll says 83% no, 17% yes. I actually completely agree with you guys. And so that then leads me to my next question. Are you officially out on England as your pick for the tournament?
I'm out. Obviously, dynamically changing my overall winner. I think I'm going to go Germany now. I do think Germany has what it takes to win this, considering they're also at home and it looks like they're getting a lot spiritually from their fans. I think Germany's the next best team. Spain's right there, though. Spain is right there.
Spain's right there. And I'm still holding out for France. I'm still holding out for
you
France.
Should. No, you
I'm
should.
sticking to my France pick.
Anybody should.
I'm sticking to my France. But for England, man, this was pathetic today. Justin Castillo says, you can blame the English media in a way. They backed Southgate even after the World Cup when he should have been gone. He needs to go after this tournament. We'd love to know who you guys think England should get then as a replacement, because I just think international coaches are always interesting to dissect and try to figure out. England will get knocked down in the round of 16 if they keep playing like this. England is overrated, says Johnny. Chris Gray says Southgate doesn't even have the balls to change his lineup, even though it's glaringly obvious. I thought he would change Trent Alexander-Arnold, man. I thought, man.
So too.
Yeah.
It was so clear that England struggled in the midfield against Serbia. Of course, they're going to struggle against ball players of Denmark. And he said, no, we're sticking to Alexander-Arnold. That was a massive surprise to me. So I don't know. It's just not looking good. Here's the thing, though. The individual quality of England is probably one of the best of the tournament. And it has shown already to be enough. I mean, they haven't lost yet. Mm-hmm. So that's the weird part about England. That's the tricky part, because let's say they do get to a quarterfinal stage, you know, they might be able to pull it off. Yeah. They might be able to pull off a win if everybody just locks in, because at the end of the day, Mark Gahey has actually looked great.
I liked it.
He's looked fantastic in these last two games. Kyle Walker, well, he was the reason why England got a goal today. He's looked fantastic. So the back line of England actually is their best asset right now. So if they can defend, then all you need is on one given day, Harry Kane or Phil Foden to go off. Oddly enough, there's still a chance for England to make a deep run.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's what they're capable of.
Yeah.
They can punch up to anybody's level if they are on their day. I just don't trust them to reach that level, man. Like Germany in the quarterfinal setting, I know they're going to ball out. England, I have no idea what side we're going to see. But you're right, they haven't lost yet, and they got a goal today, and they had the lead for a little bit, and it took a banger to tie the game from Denmark. But just kind of transitioning over to Denmark, Christensen, with one of the most
really
lack of awareness plays I've seen in a long time, man. Because Denmark was that single play away from potentially getting a different result in this match. I'm so curious to know how Denmark would have done if Christensen was just aware for those 10 seconds when he thought that there was nobody behind him. Saka was the only man there, and Kyle Walker used that pace, used that speed to get in behind and then feed the assist over to Harry Kane. That moment completely took me back, because the lack of awareness was something else.
I couldn't believe it, man. Like, the ball was clearly just out of Walker's reach, or Saka's reach especially, and he's like starts jogging to it at the very end. I'm like, bro, like, you don't hear Walker on his horse? You don't hear him galloping, bro?
No one in the crowd, like nothing. He heard nothing, bro.
Oh my God, I honestly couldn't believe it. It was so blatantly obvious that Christensen should have gotten the ball that I looked away for 2 seconds. I was like, oh, it was a bad pass. And then I look back and Walker's about to assist Kane. I'm like, what the fuck happened, man? It was really bad from Christensen.
No, and when that happened, I thought, okay, maybe England's gonna bounce back from a shady performance against Serbia. They're gonna get an early goal here. They're looking good, bet. But then what followed was Denmark finding a way to stay in the match. And honestly, when you look at both team performances, they were clearly the better team on the day, dude.
Yeah, once they conceded, much like Serbia did, Denmark completely took over the game for, I'd say, a good 60 minutes. England got back into it like in the middle of the second half, but for the most part, this game was bossed by Denmark, and it kind of put a smile on my face, because this is the Denmark that I'd hoped to see.
I was wondering that.
I'd hope to see this type of performance at the World Cup. Well, obviously we didn't get that. To see it today, I was like, okay, it's still kind of there.
Yeah.
It's still kind of there. But just overall, I thought Denmark put in a really good collective performance. Christian Eriksen looked great today. You know, considering that he's not getting any younger, he still looked absolutely fantastic. And then you talk about the goal from Kasper Hjulmand. Oh my God, man. What a banger of a shot. You could show me that goal for the rest of the day, and I'd be happy just watching it on rerun all day. It was a gorgeous goal. And I know I already have.
Challenge.
I've already seen it like 50 times, bro. It's a beautiful goal. It's a missile. Yeah. It doesn't even touch the ground. Once he gets it and shoots it, the next thing it touches is the post, and that shit travels like 22, 23 yards. It's a gorgeous hit from Hjulmand, and just the way it rattles off the post into the back of the net in the Denmark end. What scenes we saw from Hjulmand and the Danish fans.
Potential nominee for goal of the day.
Already my goal of the day.
Favorite?
Already favorite.
Give me the title card. Goal of the day,
banger.
Without a doubt, because we already did the performance of the day without a doubt. Nico Williams, goal of the day has to go to Hjulmand with a banger from so far away, man. That's my thing. Looking at where it was on the pitch, it was so far away and completely took Jordan Pickford by surprise. Dude, I swear, players that play in the Prem like to step up and play against England. Like I thought Højbjerg and
Højbjerg was good
Eriksson.
too, yeah.
Both of them had an extra edge today.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, if I played in the Prem, bro, I'd do the same thing, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck the English, man.
Fuck 'em.
I'm going off. It reminds me of that Luis Suarez performance when he scored 2 goals, a brace to knock England out of the World Cup while he was playing in England. Like, I think that just amps you up a little bit more. And Højbjerg, I saw him play an incredible game today, and Eriksson, too, I thought was really, really good. So Denmark cooked. And for their own journey, this was a massive result because they just came from a tie against Slovenia, and now they got a point from England where usually it's tough to get points from.
Yeah.
And so I think overall, a really good performance from the coach Hjulman and the player Hjulman who scored the goal.
Yeah. No relation, by the way.
Really?
I checked it. There's no relation between them.
Damn. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. But Denmark is now in, I believe, tied in second place with 2 points.
Yeah.
2 points, but they are set to play against Serbia last. So maybe they can get 3 points there. Folks, what did you think overall about this game? Let me know your final thoughts before we transition over to the last match of the day. Let me know your final thoughts. Any Danish people in the chat, show some love, man. Celebrate your result here against England because this is a really good result at the end of the day. Let's go over to Slovenia versus Serbia, where we got another 1-1 result, but this one happened in a much different way, in a much different setting, in a Slovak classic, man, between two Slavic teams. This was such a good game, back and forth, with ultimately a game-tying goal from Luka Jovic, the ex-Real Madrid man, now at AC Milan, tying the match off of a corner. I haven't seen that dude score a goal since like 5 years ago, man. It's about time, dude.
Back when he was at Frankfurt.
Yeah, man, it's about fucking time in Slovenia. My goodness, playing their absolute best, a team that I've loved watching so far in this tournament. Coming this close, bro, this close to getting their first Euros win ever and just falling short on the last play of the day.
The last second, man. The last second, and football's cruel. I couldn't believe it. They should have gotten the win, considering how much they put into it. Also considering that they would have been on 4 points, which would have qualified into the round of 16. Now they have to beat England. It's tough. It's so cruel. That's why nothing against Serbia, and I'll get to them in a second because they ultimately did deserve the draw. But if you're just looking at this from a Slovenian perspective, God damn it, man. Yeah. God damn it. Because they put in such a good performance. Jan Oblak with, another vintage world-class performance in that goalkeeping position. I think it was like 3 times he was able to get out in perfect position and smother the ball from a dangerous Mitrovic. That was 3 times he was able to do that. And then you look at the right back who ended up getting the ultimate goal, Karichnik, I believe is how you say it. It's something like that. My God, first off, his run beautiful generation of the run off the dribble, gets it out to the left-hand side, receives it back, gets the goal to take Slovenia up 1-0. Scenes. Absolute scenes. And then he pops up defensively like 2-3 times, last-ditch defending to keep Slovenia up 1-0. He did everything that he possibly could have, and so did the entire backline of Slovenia. But they still couldn't hold on.
I hate that.
It's football, man.
No, I hate
it's
that,
beautiful, but it's also so cruel.
It's so cool, bro. They went so long thinking we're about to get the dub here. That's my thing. It was like 30 straight minutes of just we're leading. And honestly, Serbia didn't look like they were going to get the equalizer, man, because this Serbian team, their inability to get a goal at this tournament, and honestly, since the 2022 FIFA World Cup, is astounding, dude. With the names and players they have up top, the offensive talent, the players in the midfield as well, it baffles me how much they struggled to create a dangerous offensive opportunity. And so when they got that final goal, man, obviously like it was dramatic. There were scenes, and if you're Serbian, it's great. But for me, I was just like, God damn it, dude. I know. Like it just kind of killed my buzz a little bit because like you are with Denmark, you have a relationship with them and you've been disappointed from them and you're looking for a chance of redemption. I have the same thing with Serbia. Folks, at one point I said Serbia was going to go to the semifinals of the 2022 FIFA World Cup. The semifinals. That's how highly I thought of this team and the ceiling that they could reach. And so seeing what happened today against Slovenia just, I guess, reiterated that disappointment I have for them. And getting a point out of this game, I mean, they just came in the way of happiness for me, man, because I became Slovenian watching this game, dude. And they just got in the way of it once again. So there's tough tensions right now between Reynoso and the Serbians out there. Tough tensions. But they get a point out of the match. And the thing is, getting this point here, bro, keeps them alive in this tournament.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And considering that they had to play Denmark, well, all of a sudden that maybe it could keep them alive. If they get the win, which they possibly could, then yeah, this point ends up actually being very crucial. It's just when you look at the game against Slovenia as a whole, I don't think they did enough. Like, they sure at the end, you know, they really went for it, and I give them credit for that. Mitrovic did have several chances, but there's just so many disappointing performances for me, specifically with Dusan Tadic and Vlahovic. They just were non-existent. They were so quiet in this match. Very sloppy play from them, especially in the first half and even 20 minutes into the second half. It was really poor from the attackers of Serbia. So Mitrovic had a lot of chances. He should have finished them way earlier, honestly. But outside of Mitrovic, every other Serbian attack was very disappointing for me.
And that's what my thing with Serbia, man. I need to know what's going on in the locker room, what's going on with the politics of the team, because like, I'm not criticizing the coach, but why is Milinkovic-Savic coming into the game as a substitute? Or why isn't Kostic even getting minutes? Like, these are names that are really good at the club level, but they haven't been good enough to start in a game at the Euros, at least this match specifically. I wonder what happened there behind the scenes, because those are also two names where I would put some responsibility as a Serbian for them to step up for their national team, and they're just not doing it, bro.
No.
They're just not. And so that goes for a lot of players on this Serbian squad, because the names are there for this team to be really good, really solid. And once again, I'm just left a little disappointed by what I see as the final product.
Oh, yeah. It's just... It's disappointing.
There it is.
The crazy part is that game against Denmark is now going to basically be a final for them. And considering that they were only able to lose to England by 1 goal, and that they were able to come back against Slovenia and tie it 1-1, then we could say that the game against Denmark is going to be very, very tight. And if you say that Mitrovic might be able to put away some chances, we actually might see Serbia in the round of 16. And I actually think there's a very good chance we see Serbia in the round of 16. Because for as much as we're criticizing them, they haven't been terrible, right? It's just, you look at the players and you look at the talent that they have on the pitch, you just wish for a lot more. That's why I'm just very disappointed.
Yeah, I'm seeing chats here that Kostic is injured.
Kostic is injured
against. So you knew this.
Yeah.
You said nothing.
the chat was saying.
Chat came through for me. Kostic was injured. There we go. And Bisas Four says, as a Serbian fan, I am at least happy we're finally showing solid football. Good defense. I just wish we had more luck scoring goals from all those chances like we usually do. It's tough. I can agree with that. Igor Nopolis says Sergej is a reason we're playing this slow and shitty.
The problem is that if you don't play Sergej, right? Well, Sergej went out because they started Tadic instead. I like that the coach is playing the double striker of Vlahovic and Mitrovic, but if you're going to play Tadic behind them, then you're going to need much more creativity from him, and that just didn't happen today. So they need to figure out who's going to be that third midfielder, honestly. Yeah. And I don't know who it needs to be.
Yeah, guys, let me know, what did you think about Serbia versus Slovenia? Because this game was good, though. It was a good, entertaining match for me, honestly. Just seeing Slovenia get that going, the scenes, and then Serbia coming back in the final minute. It was nice to see. And like I mentioned, seeing Luka Jovic actually score a goal, that's like catching a comet in the sky, honestly. It's such a rare thing to see in the world of football. And we finally got it in the stadium. The stadium and atmosphere was ridiculous.
That's awesome.
Let's move on to daily awards. We already did 2 out of 3, with goal of the day being Hjulman's goal against England. Performance of the day being Nico Williams' performance against Italy. What's the game of the day? What ends up being the game of the day? Is it Spain, Italy? Is it England, Denmark? Or is it Slovenia, Serbia? My vote is actually going to go Spain, Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know. This one's really tight for me. It's like 50-50 between the Spain-Italy and the Slovenia game, just because the scenes in that one, when Slovenia scored and then Serbia giving everything that they could to get the equalizer and them actually getting it. I think I'm going to go that one, Serbia-Slovenia. But Nico Williams alone would give it the goal, the match of the day.
There's just a lot of flair in that game.
Yeah,
that
there was.
I really enjoyed. And Donnarumma saves, and just the spectacle. Night game between two big teams. 3 of the last 4 Euros winners playing in this match. That was a good game for me. Spain versus Italy seems to be the chat favorite here, although Slovenia, Spain is getting some shouts. So Honestly, it sounds like we're going to have to give it to Spain, Italy from what I'm seeing. Spain, Italy wins the reward here. And now let's do match previews. Let's preview the matches tomorrow. Let me know, folks, what you think about tomorrow's matches, because the first match of the day is Slovakia versus Ukraine. And producer Red, could you add a draw to the poll as well, so we have that as an option too? Slovakia versus Ukraine as the first game of the day. Slovakia in second place right now with 3 points off of their victory against Belgium, and Ukraine looking to bounce back against one of the worst performances we've seen from that first round at the Euros.
Yeah, it was really bad. I'm going draw on this one. I think Ukraine will play a little bit better, but the defense and physicality that Slovakia have won't allow Ukraine to do that much better. And Slovakia themselves don't have the best offense, so I don't see them getting a lot of goals either. I'm going draw.
Draw? Yeah, I'm going to go Ukraine wins. They wake up, they bounce back from what just happened, and they get 3 points out of this game. Slovakia, their best moment was beating Belgium. That's my prediction. Poll has it at Slovakia winning 43%, Ukraine 25%, and draw at 32%. So anything can happen in this game is what I'm taking away from this poll, man. Anything can happen.
It's I do think so, yeah. Honestly, anything could happen in this match.
Second game is Poland going up against Austria. Poland against Austria. Both teams are in the final 2 spots of the group, with Netherlands in first, France in second, Poland in third, Austria in fourth. Both teams coming off of a loss here. Does Poland pull off a victory, or does Austria get 3 points?
No, Austria's getting the 3 points. I thought they played fantastic against France. It's just they went up against probably one of the best defenses in the tournament. But even then, they still were able to keep it very, very tight. It ended up being just a weird goal that they conceded. So Austria looked great in their first match. I expect them to continue that. Poland looked good too, but Austria are better. So I'm going Austria with a win.
If Austria wants to be considered a dark horse, they have to win this game. They have to. Getting a result, anything beyond that, I think will be disappointing. If they want to be considered a dark horse of this tournament, this is where you get your points. I think the chat agrees with us, because they have Austria winning with 71%, Poland at 15%, and draw at 15%. Captain Crunch Guy getting his 2 cents in, saying Poland wins 2-0. We'll see. We'll see what Captain Crunch says tomorrow after the results. Last game of the day is a banger. It's the masked man Mbappe, which I believe will end up being healthy for this game. At least they rescinded his whole tag of being injured out for this game. It looks like he's going to be set to go for this match. France versus the Netherlands. Who wins this game? France versus Netherlands. Both teams, Netherlands right now first in their group, France in second, coming off of victories. Who do you guys have winning this match?
Dude, this one's going to be a fun one, because Netherlands' offense looked fantastic against Poland. They weren't clinical, but maybe that's just first game jitters, and they can get that clinicality going in the second match. But for France, I mean, their defense looks impenetrable, and then you still do have players like Antoine Griezmann, Kylian Mbappe, Kolo Muani to call on, Thuram to call on. So sure, they didn't have a great game against Austria, but they could turn it on. I do think, just in a flash of a moment, this is going to be a banger. I don't know who's going to win. I'll go France, but low-key, I might be rooting for the Netherlands.
This is literally like the same thing as the Spain-Italy game, where both teams are coming off of a victory, and it's a big matchup right off the bat as a second-round match. Man, I picked France to win it, so I want to see France win this game. I want to see them win this game, but it's not going to be easy. Netherlands, this is their time to really match up to an elite squad and show that they're here for the title, that they're here to contend for it. So I'm going France, but bro, I just want to see a good game. I want to see a good game, because we're going to have a lot of big names on this stage, with France leading the poll at 56%, Netherlands at 20%, and a draw at 24%. I think I agree with most of that. And so now what we're going to do is a bonus match preview, because tonight we have the Copa America, and we want to give our Euros viewers just a little taste of what we're going to be talking about in just a few hours once we react to the Argentina-Canada match. Who wins between Argentina and Canada in the opening match of the Copa America? Once again, let me remind you, we will be going live after the game, and after every last game of the Copa America on its given day, we'll be going live to talk Copa America as well. 2 streams a day. We're going crazy this summer. That's just how it is in OFC Nations Cup as well. But Argentina, the title winners, going up against Canada. We looked it up on Bovada. We looked it up. We're not gamblers here. At least we don't like to advertise ourselves with that. But if you bet $100 on Canada, you'll make $800 in return. Are you making that bet?
I might just for funsies. That'd be a crazy payout, bro. But seriously, I'm so excited for this match. I mean, opener of the Copa America, the Euros has treated us so well, man. We're getting banger after banger in the Euros. I'm hoping the Copa America can get off to a similarly hot start. And the thing is, there's a good chance we might, because there are true stars on both sides.
Yeah, man. I just think betting against Argentina, you're betting against the establishment.
Oh, yeah, bro.
You're betting against FIFA. You're betting against history. It's really tough. But the thing is, the payout is so nice. And I'm excited for the game. It'll be in Atlanta, Georgia, you said, right?
Atlanta, Georgia, yeah. At the Mercedes-Benz.
Damn, man, it's
That'll
happening.
Be fun, man.
You're right, dude. Copa America has a lot to live up to after this first week we got with Euros, bro. Low-key, it might not.
It might not. And I'd be okay with that because the Euros has been so high.
Yeah, man.
Yours has been crazy really ridiculous.
No 0-0 results. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Maybe we get the first 0-0 right here.
Yeah.
Maybe we get it right here. Argentina at 76%. Canada at 20%. A draw at 4%. Argentina hasn't been that good on friendlies, but I see them winning, says Roberto. I see a 2-2 draw, says JC Sells. Argentina's first goal is a penalty, says A1 Midnight. That'd be crazy. You should actually make that bet. That'd be a pretty good bet. If they get their first goal as a penalty, I could see that happening. Ain't no way people are voting Canada, says the 4th. Hey, believe, man, believe. It's the time for upsets. It's the time for crazy things. Maybe Canada can pull off the impossible. I don't see it happening, though. I got Argentina cooking Canada tonight and starting off their title defense campaign for both the World Cup and the Copa America. But, folks, the Copa America has arrived. You will see us in just a few hours, once again, here in the studio to react to the first game of the Copa America. So stay tuned for that. We have a few more super chats just to read before we go. Ant says, Denmark really never said back down. Never what? I don't get it. I'm being honest. I don't get it. I feel like he's referencing something, and I just don't know what it is. Captain Crunch Guy says, England and Belgium, golden generation, flopping. Damn, Belgium for sure.
Belgium's already flopped.
Yeah, Belgium already flopped. They're already flopped. England, potentially in the process. Potentially in the process for sure. Anchovy Hopkins, what a name. For the 3 substitutions, Watkins did all right, but the other 2, meh. And that's what disappointed me, man. I was excited to see Eze. I thought Eze would be fun.
Me too.
I thought he'd be fun. But
I just think it shows the lack of chemistry because obviously you can't do it alone, and it's looking like England are having to do it alone when they have their wingers out there. So it's just not looking good.
Not looking good, man.
Looking good.
Hasbig701 says, praying Slovenia ties with England and stays in and sneaks in. I mean, getting that tie would put them on 3 points, and even then it'd be really, really tight, dude. It'd be really tight.
There'd be a chance because they'd have a 0 goal difference.
Yeah.
Which is decent. But yeah, you definitely have to be praying that other results go your way.
Damn, man. I'm a little disappointed. I had Slovenia in 3rd place in this tournament, but after what I saw today, they could have gotten those 3 points. And that's going to haunt them. That's going to haunt them. That's going to haunt that country. Nearly getting their first Euros victory. England more floppy than... I'm not finishing off that sentence. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back in just a few hours. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. It's the Euros, baby, and the Copa America and the Give and Go boys. Until next time, guys. Peace.